Welcome to Facts TV News, where everything is true. My son was my life. Being a nursing assistant, Mary Wilby Williamson has seen many died of COVID-19, but she didn't have the slightest clue that the disease would have killed her only child. Her 39-year-old son, Gifton Ray, better known as Schoolboy, a bar operator and events promoter here in Claremont, St. Anne, died in St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital at 7:03 Wednesday morning. His mother, who lives in the United States, flew into the island on Saturday to be with him. It was her second trip to Jamaica in 2 months. She was here in July for the burial of her brother, Edwin Wilby, who died of cancer. "I can't tell you how I am feeling right now. I am just numb," she said. "I work in the United States as a certified nursing assistant, and I saw so many COVID deaths last year, and it was really nerve-wracking. But I couldn't imagine that COVID would have taken my only child. One thing I know is that COVID is real." Fighting to hold back tears, the mother said that Ray, who had hypertension, was diagnosed with COVID-19 2 Saturdays ago, August 22nd. He was home quarantined, and then he got worse and he was hospitalized on Thursday last week. She further explained he was also placed on ventilator Thursday night. "I took the first available flight that I could get on Saturday just to be with him," the mother said. She added that her son, a father of 3, touched many lives and was loved. They had been inseparable throughout the years. "I feel like it's the end of the world, like my life stopped right here," she said. "My son was my life. He was always with me until I migrated to the US. I could depend on him to do everything for me. We were like 2 peas in a pod, and I don't know what is going to happen as of now." Up to Tuesday, the number of people who had died from COVID-19 in Jamaica stood at 1,549. Between August 23rd and 30, there were 7 deaths in St. Anne. The island has recorded 68,482 cases of the virus so far, including 4,926 in St. Anne. Full COVID vaccination required for U.S. immigrant visas effective October 1. All age-appropriate applicants for U.S. immigrant visas IV worldwide will be required to be fully vaccinated against COVID-19 for IV consideration effective October 1, 2021. This is according to the latest update from the U.S. Centers for Disaster Control and Prevention, CDC. The CDC said if a COVID-19 vaccine listed for emergency used by the World Health Organization (WHO) or licensed or authorized for emergency use by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration (FDA) is available to the applicant, the eligible applicant must complete the COVID-19 vaccine series in addition to all other necessary vaccines. Only applicants younger than the lowest age limit for the vaccinations currently in use, applicants who have a contraindication or precaution to the COVID-19 vaccine formulation available, and applicants who have limited access to vaccines can request a blanket waiver. Applicants may also request a waiver based on religious or moral convictions by the CDC, said the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services will determine if this type of waiver is granted. Also noteworthy is that this requirement does not apply to non-immigrant visas, NIV, classes such as tourist or student visas. Just last week, the CDC announced that people who are applying for a U.S. green card and are eligible for COVID-19 vaccines will be required to be fully vaccinated against the respiratory illness. Education Minister says virtual learning to continue until face-to-face resumption is possible. Minister of Education Favour Williams says teaching and learning will begin virtually on Monday, September 6. She was responding to a question regarding the resumption of school this month. Speaking during a news brief at the office of the Prime Minister yesterday, Williams stated, "School will be open in the virtual space for all our students, and if you are not able to be in the virtual space, then we have the platform through which we will be providing education to our students. We'll continue to have an audiovisual platform. We'll continue to have students with their workbooks and textbooks, and teachers will continue to be in touch with their students so that they can collect work, mark it and return, and so on. It's the platform that you're used to last year that we have to continue to use this year until we are able to add the face-to-face component for the school year, Williams added. There are things that could have been done differently, stated Holness re-COVID.
The phase that I'm in now is looking forward. I have to manage the crisis in front of me and plan forward. At some point I will have to review what I'm doing. At some point I will have to reflect on what I'm doing. And I'm human. I'm not infallible. Errors can be made, and I'm certain that upon reflection there may have been things that you could have done different. I find, as is normal, that there is a lot of finger pointing, a lot of people looking to blame. That can go on, but I am not going to stop and focus on blame and finger pointing, because that will distract from the job. So I'm focused on the job. But I will say this, however, that people have short memories. When things are fine, there was a huge cry, reopen the economy. From all walks of life, from all sectors, reopen, we want to go and have our lives as normal. We were clear that if we did this, that you're going to see a rise in the number. We were clear. You can go back and look at everything that we have said. It was clear. But we also understood that there could be a different reality if we did not respond to the growing demand. And that reality could have been social upheaval. You could have had deliberate civil disobedience. You could have had businesses collapse. You could have had people having serious psychological damage to themselves by virtue of the sustained lockdown and so forth. So, yes, there will come a point when we will have to reflect on this. And yes, we will have to say, maybe in hindsight we shouldn't have opened up. Maybe in hindsight we should have done it this way. But just to be clear, it was not as if we overnight opened up. When we came out of the last spike, we gradually reopened. So we started reopening in beginning of June, and then mid-June, and then the entertainment sector and the business sector said you need to do more, you need to open, and then we opened in July. So it wasn't as if we just did one opening up and carelessly. No, there were still measures put in place.
Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.